All right, everybody. Here's the answers to the warm-up section. Um, Washington Middle School collects cans. There's 180 students. They collect 102 cans of food. What's the ratio? It's 102 cans to 180 students. This is in the ratio form. You could also express it as a fraction, as 102 cans to 180 students. If we're looking for the unit rate per student, we got to get the student number down to 1. So I went ahead and did 102 over 80 equals what over 1. And all I had to do is divide 180 by 102, and I got 0.56 repeating. Question 3 is, if there's 210 students enrolled, how many cans can we assume at the same unit rate per student? If we have 0.56 repeating cans to one student, how many cans will there be to 210? I can simply do this by multiplying both sides by 210. That'll leave me just the students, or just the cans, I mean. And 210 times 0.56 is 119. So there'll be 119 cans if there are 210 students next year. Okay. Moving on, we did problem 1 together. Looking at problem 2, we're checking for proportionality. There's 250 boys in 6th grade, 75 are in the band. There's 200 girls in 6th grade. There's 60 in the band. I have to find that unit rate of constant. I'm going to go ahead and make the total number of kids X, the band Y. I'm going to solve my constant for X over Y because I just like using the bigger numbers on top. So I have 250 over 75 and 200 over 60. When I break those down, I can take out 25s out of 250 and 75. That gives me 10/3. For 200 over 60, I just took out 10s. That gives me 26s or 26th. And then I can further reduce that to 10/3. So my constant for both of these in X over Y form is 10/3, which makes it proportional. Looking at problems 3 and 4, this one was a little bit messier math. X and Y, used the larger number again on top, much closer in terms of the different variables. So your drive to work is 175 minutes. If you take public transportation, it's only 120. So you have 175 over 120. When I broke that down, I got 35/24. And then I have 500, and I did that by taking 5 out of both. So 5 times 35 would be 175, and 5 times 24 is 120. So I couldn't reduce that anymore. The only other factors of 35 are 7 and 5. They are not factors of 24. So then I took 525 and I placed that over 300 to find the constant for the mitten ridge, and 500 divided or over 300. I could actually take out 25s. I got 21 25s and 525, and I got 12 25s and 300. Therefore, the constant is 21/12, which is not an equivalent of 35/24, so that's not proportional. And then finally, on the final one here, there's 250 boys, 125 have access to the online magazine, 280 middle school girls who get the magazine, 160 of them get it online. So I'm looking at percentage, or I'm trying to see if this is proportional of boys that are using the online website, girls that are using the online website. I'll start with 250 boys, 125 on the website. I can express that as X over Y, 250 over 125. And I just know that's 2, right? Because there's 225s and 250. And then 280 girls with 160 accessing online, 280 over 160. I can pull 40 out of both of these. 40 times 4 is 160, so my denominator is 4. 40 times 7 is 280, so I have 7/4, which is less than 2. So these two are, again, not proportional. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.